Hi, my name is Mitch Ziegler. I'm a physical therapist and I'm a professor at Spring Arbor University. And today we're going to go over something called the Quadrant stretching program. So it's stretching for the lower half of the body, and we'll do a little bit of calves too. So we're going to go through 5 stretching exercises. So the first stretch we're going to do is for the hip flexor muscles here, the iliopsoas muscles in the front. So let me demonstrate that. So what you're going to need, you'll need some steps, or you'll need like a stool, or you could do it on a chair also. I'm going to demonstrate on steps because most people have steps. You're going to put your foot up on I put it up on the third. If you don't have a lot of flexibility or pain, you can do the second. But put it up on the third if you can, up on the third step. What we're going to do now is we're going to push the pelvis forward, but we're going to leave our chest back. So it looks like this. And you should feel a pull in the front part of your hip area. So we're going to push forward, and you'll feel the pull, and then you relax out of it. You push forward, feel the pull, you relax out of it. We're going to do this 10 times, pushing in and pulling back, pushing in, pulling back. On the 10th one, you're going to push in and leave it so you feel a pull. Now you're going to go side to side. So when we went front to back, it stretched the sagittal plane of motion for these muscles. Now we're going to go side to side, which is going to stretch the frontal plane of motion. So we're going to do 10 side to sides, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to do circles. So right now I'm circling my pelvis in a counterclockwise fashion. So we're going to do 10 circles like this. Then we're going to reverse directions and do 10 circles like this. And each time you rotate, you should still feel it in the front, okay? Then after you're done with those, then you're just going to go ahead and you're going to twist your upper body. So first push your hip forward and then twist your upper body, and you're going to do that 10 times, okay? So that completes the stretch for the hip flexor. And then of course you're going to do it on the other side. The next exercise we're going to go into, it goes into the inner quadrant here, the medial quadrant. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our foot on the ground and we're going to run it parallel to the steps. The other foot is going to point right into the steps. And we're going to make sure that our chest is perpendicular to the steps, okay? So what we're going to do is push the knee forward until we feel a pull in the groin area, and we're just going to bounce back and forth like this, stretch, relax out of it, stretch, relax out of it, and you're going to do this 10 times, okay? And we're stretching in the frontal plane here. Then after the 10th time, you push forward, still feeling the stretch here, then you're going to move your pelvis forward and backwards, push forward and backwards, and this is going to stretch those muscles in the sagittal plane. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do our circles. So we're going to go counterclockwise 10 times counterclockwise, and then 10 times clockwise, and that's going to stretch in the transverse plane. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do our twist with our upper body, and we're going to do 10 of these, and this also stretches in the transverse plane of motion. Okay, so now what we've completed so far is a stretch for the front, a stretch for the inside. Now we have to do the stretch for the back side. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend our knees, put our hands on the step, and we're going to push our knees back. And we should be able to almost lock our knees back and feel a really strong pull back here. If you push back and you can't even come close to straightening your knees, then come up to the next step so you can almost straighten your knees. Or if this is way too easy for you, then drop down and put your hands on the ground and do it on the ground. So I'm just going to demonstrate on this first step. So I'm just going to have you push forward and back, and you're going to do that 10 times, okay? And after the 10th time, you lock your knees back and you go straight side to side now. So you go straight to the right side, straight to the left side, and you go back and forth like this, stretching the hamstrings, and you might feel it up into your back too. So after you've done 10 of those, now then you're going to do a twist. So you're going to rotate as far as you can and rotate as far as you can. And you're going to try to keep your knees locked through all of this. So you're going to rotate and rotate and rotate and rotate, and 10 times to each direction, okay? So we stretch the hamstrings in all 3 planes of motion. When I was going side to side, that's the frontal plane. When I was doing my twisting, that's the transverse plane. And when I was pushing my knees forward and backwards, that was the sagittal plane. So now we stretch the front, we stretch the inside, we stretch the back side. We have to stretch this outside here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a rail, both rails if you have, but if not, then just grab one rail. You're going to cross your feet. In this case, I'm crossing my right foot across my left, and I'm putting my foot right on my toes. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to push my hip out to the side as far as I can go. So push, push, push until you feel some type of pulling out through here somewhere. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do circles. So you're going to do 15 circles counterclockwise, and every time you push your hip out, you should feel a pulling on the south side. So push, pull, and then you want to do 15 and then go counterclockwise 15 times too. Okay, so that'll stretch the outside. So now we stretch the front, the inside, the back, and the outside, and those are all 4 quadrants. And it's a good way to memorize a stretching program for your lower body. Just make sure you have a stretch for each one of the quadrants of the leg, just like we went through. We're going to do one extra quadrant. We're going to stretch the calf. So we're going to go a little lower now. All you're going to do is put the balls of your feet on the edge of the step, and you're going to drop your heels down as far as you can. If you're really tight and sore, you do it with both feet. If you're not, you do it with just one foot. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to do circles. So I'm going to have you circle clockwise 15 times slowly, and then counterclockwise 15 times slowly. Okay? And that'll stretch multiple planes, all 3 planes for the calf. So now we've stretched the calf, all the quadricep muscles, and the muscles that come into the pelvis. That's called the quadrant stretching program. It's very effective for everyday life and also for sports. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you become very loose and mobile and feel good. And again, have a good day.